What's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with yours truly. Of course, you know it is Machiavelli, and today, excuse me about that, but today we are back with the first episode of season 4. Season flippin' 4 of Life with the Pearsons. It's back. It's back. I'm good. It's back. It's back. It's back. It's back. It's back. Okay, guys. So we back with Life with the Pearsons, guys. I know it's been a long time. It's been a week, but still, that's a long time for me because I feel like I just needed to upload this. I was gonna wait a few more weeks, but I'm just gonna power through all the stuff I need to do so I can get this LP out because I love this LP and I know you guys love it too. And I couldn't stay away from it, okay, guys? I just couldn't. But anyways, so right now we are looking at Miss Kayanna. No, not Kayanna. Jesus, my bad. Kalia. I got all their names mixed up. Too much K names. That was a bad idea. But anyways, so for the first off, let me just talk about myself. So what's good, everyone? If you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Malik, but I go by Machiavelli on YouTube, or you can call me Mac. We are playing season 4 of Life with the Pearsons. That means there is 1, 2, 3 seasons before this. So if you're new to watching this and this is your first time watching Life with the Pearsons, I do highly recommend you go watch season 1, season 2, season 3. But if you guys don't want to, that's up to you. I'm not gonna sit here there and be like, oh, you're not gonna watch them? Well, you're doing it wrong. Nope, do what you want to do. I don't care. As long as you guys like the videos and you guys have fun with it and you guys commented it and you guys have a good time with it, then I don't care what you do. Have fun. Watch. It's an LP that we're all here to have some fun and see the life with the Pearsons. I have no clue where I'm going with that, but let's cut it there. So pretty much we're on season 4, like I said before, and right now I'm just gonna give you the rundown of what everything has happened since the last episode, and I'll give you guys a little rundown of what happened before that. Nothing too in depth. I guess you guys see the family tree, and I just want to start off by saying is that everyone pretty much aged up, and pretty much what happened is, if you guys remember that big update that crashed most of people's CC, it crashed my major CC, which was the MC Commander mod, which I use to control ages. And so when that was gone, everyone, because I extended the age, everyone was ready to age up, and they all aged up, and I was gonna age them all down and just continue like that, but then I realized everyone in the world aged up, and so I was like, you know what, I got no time to go back and age everyone down and all that BS. So I just ended up playing on as you're older. I just came up with some stories behind everyone. I do want to say though is that Keon is not living with us at the moment. He's actually living with Ava, and Ava moved out. I'll talk about them in a little bit, but yeah, pretty much this part I'm not gonna really be playing anything not too heavy. I'm mainly gonna be talking, which wish me God I suck at. So let's just get straight into it because we have a lot to talk about. First off, we got our girl Kalia. Last time you guys saw her, she was an itty bitty little cutie betweeny little child. This is our dancer. She's a dancer pretty much of the family. She loves it. I don't actually have her having them. I actually don't have her having the dancing machine because I feel like that trait's useless. She's a dancer, y'all know it. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. But that's pretty much her. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna head up the family tree real quick, and then I'll just give everyone a quick overview of what we got right now. So this is what we're at right now. We're on not stage. We're on generation number 3. Start from the beginning. This is Devin. Devin was actually a single father. He raised the twins from a young age when they were babies or so. If you guys are wondering, I've been playing this LP for a year now, so there's a lot. So pretty much it started off with him and the twins, which are Crystal and Marcelo, who we're playing with right now. So they were born, and then they used to live in this really, really ugly, disgusting hut. Oh god, the hut days. Oh, good times. If you guys go back to season 1, you'll see the hut and everything and all its glory and get to know, I recommend you guys watch season 1, episode 1, season 2, episode 1, all the seasons, episode 1s. I think I explain. You guys will get a general basis of what's going on. So I recommend you guys go watch it if you guys don't want to go ahead and watch the whole seasons. But more into his backstory will be there if you guys want to go watch it, but that's pretty much him. And so he ended up raising these two on their own, and then their mother is Claire, who actually became later on she's become okay with Crystal, but Sato does not talk to her still. He hasn't forgiven her for not like being there when they're raising, like being there when they were like raised, like for he doesn't forgive her for like leaving him and not like leaving them and not like raising them and like helping out or like helping their dad out. It was just pretty much Devin and them. Like she wasn't a part of it. She never paid child support. She did nothing. She just left. He never asked for child support because he was too proud and be like, no, you want to take care of my kids? I'll do it myself. So that's pretty much what happened there. And so he ended up meeting Myra, and they ended up getting married, and then they had 4 kids. They had Christoph, who is now married. I'll talk about him in a second. Christoph, and then they had Tia, and then they had Valentina and Violet. These 2 are actually twins, Valentina and Violet. They were the last ones too. And so that's pretty much them. And then the 3rd generation now, we started off with Crystal. So we go into her real quick. These 2 are actually high school sweethearts. They actually had an on and off relationship throughout, if you guys remember. They had broken up and got back together, broken up many times, or a few times I can say, with these 2, but they ended up getting married at the end, and they had 3 kids. Nozumi, Yuki, and Yumi. Okay, those are 3 kids they had. And then with the other side over here, we had Marcelo, who ended up marrying Lacey, which again, high school sweethearts kind of say. They never dated in high school. It never really got that far because she had to move away. And then what happened was, she moved away and then she came back and she had like, oh my god, if you go to season 10, okay, if you guys want to know more about Lacey's story, I recommend you go watch season 3 episode 10, and then also go to season 3 episode 15. I don't remember, somewhere on there it says Lacey's backstory, and you'll get like a more in-depth feel on how Lacey and those 2 got back together, more like not how back together, but why she left and came back, pretty much. More of an in-depth story about her. So that's pretty much she came back, and she actually came back with his son named Sato. Then they got back together slowly. Like their relationship took so long. It took so long to develop because she and her issues, it just took them a long time for them to, I don't know, I can't explain it, okay? You have to literally go back and watch it for me to go, because it took them a long time. They were engaged at one point for like, how much episodes? They got married on episode 69, which is the last episode of season 3, but they got engaged at like episode 30 something, like 32. So they were engaged for almost 30 episodes, for more than 30 episodes, because I don't know, it just took a long time for them to say I do, which is a reason. There's a lot to go back into it, but I'm not gonna get into that today. This video doesn't need to be an hour long, which more likely it's going to be. But anyways, they got together and then they end up having 8 kids. Yes guys, 8. So they had Keon, which they conceived the day she left, and then they had Kalia, and then they had Kiana, and then they had Dante, who sadly passed away when she was a baby. What happened was Lacey pretty much was having problems with her pregnancy with Dante, and then he was born premature, and then he sadly passed away a few weeks later after he was born. It was very devastating. It really took the family by storm, because I don't know, it just really hurt. So anyways, he was Dante, but he passed away, and then excuse me, then after them, it was Keon, then it was Kiana, and then it was Dante, and then after that they had Kiana, and then they had the quadruplets, which were Kea. Where is it? Kea was first, I guess here. Yeah, Kea, then Kenzie was second, and then Kalani was third, and then Kiyomi is fourth. They had them, and so that's what they've been doing so far. And then like, I guess she had a child. What? I fully forgot about her. But anyways, excuse me, my throat. So anyways, moving on. So Devin, and then Christoph got married to, surprisingly, he got married to Darling. MC Commander Mod, thank you for that. And then they ended up having 3 kids. Talia, home's her name, right? Jesus. Kyle and Reed. And then she ended up marrying this dude named Darsh, home's her name, right? And then they're married, and then Tia ended up marrying, fun fact, this is Lacey's stepbrother. They end up getting married, and then they had a son named, oh my god, what's that? Osvaldo? Jesus, that name though. I'm having him, and so that pretty much happened there. Oh yeah, Lacey's mom got married too, so let's get into that real quick too. So Lacey, well, I guess we can start the backstory from here, right? Okay, let's start. So that's pretty much it for the family tree. For that I know of, I showed you pretty much everyone and everything. Oh yeah, and then yeah, you got married to Dash, and then she's still living the single life, of course. And that's pretty much it for the family tree, at least. So now let's get into the stories. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start off with Keon, because he was the main protagonist. Ooh, spoilers. Hey, we'll do you. Okay, so Keon. This is Keon over here. He actually lives in the house all the way. We're in Brindleton Bay at the moment, but yeah, he lives over there. He lives there with Ava and her husband. Oh jeez, talking about that, Ava and her husband. Pretty much what happened in the last season of season 3, pretty much what happened was Keon was kind of exposed, not exposed, but yeah, kind of exposed, but not in a bad way. Like his personally, like it wasn't a bad expose, like, you know, when you expose somebody, but it was like his friends, his so-called friends, kind of exposed him on social media, for like showed like inside video of him and pretty much stuff that was really embarrassing, and then he was kind of bullied for that pretty much. It's a complicated situation. So actually he has, I don't have him, I have to go to the next family, I'm too lazy to go to the next family, but he has a few friends, fake friends, that were kind of like talking or scheming behind him, and pretty much they put him into this huge depression. Like they pretty much sent out the video of him, and then it put him in this huge depression, and it's like it really complicated his life and made him not feel like he was worthy, that he couldn't make no friends. And even before that, before the whole thing happened, he kind of knew that his friends were shading. Like we actually literally got, like, you know, those messages was like, you like the kids come up to you and then they say pick from these options. He kept on getting ones that are like, I'm not making no friends, why don't people like me, I should just not kill myself, but I should just, like, I'm gonna be forever alone, like depressing ones. So from then on, I knew that there was something going on with him. And so pretty much what happened was, like I said, the friends uploaded videos, and then he was getting made fun of over the internet, and it got pretty bad. So what happened was he ended up going away for a few years. For grade 11 and grade 12, he went away, and then he came back recently and decided not to move in with them back again when they were back living in Oasis Springs, because he just didn't want to go back. Like, he was doing really good, he got all that negative energy out, he was feeling happy, he made a few friends, and he just didn't want to go back to that negative place. So he decided to move in with Ava and her husband in Burleson Braid. And so how that even happened with Ava and her now husband was because one day Ava went to the park with her triplets, and then her husband, I can't remember his name, hold on, let me actually find his name because I don't remember it, but her husband actually her husband, this dude over here, B-Joy, was actually at the park too with his grandchildren. And so what happened was, they're both at the park, and they kind of like connected on that type of point, like both old people taking care of their grandkids kind of thing. And then they really hit it off real quick, and then they ended up eloping, not a real wedding, but they ended up eloping because they didn't really have that much friends anyways to invite, so they eloped, and they've been living together ever since. It was a really sweet, quick relationship. I don't know, they both are like, we're old, there's no time for us to like date, like they like each other, let's just go for it. So they decided to get married, and so that's what happened. And so Keon decided to move in with them up there in that house up there where I showed you guys a few seconds ago. That's pretty much what happened with Keon. There's more to his story, but I'll talk about that later when I'm in their household. And so now moving on to, I'll talk about everyone else, and then I'll talk about our main girl last. So then moving on with Marcelo and Lacey. Pretty much what happened is, you see that we're living in a new house, which I'll give you guys a tour of in a second. But as you can see, like I said, we're living in a new house. The main reason for that is because when Lacey and Marcelo finally got married, they decided that she was gonna quit her job, not because they're married, she doesn't work, no, because they had the triplets and it was too hard for him to handle by himself. So she decided to quit her job, and plus he was actually making a really good amount of money from his video gaming. He's actually a professional video gamer, so he's making a very good amount of money from that pretty much. So they didn't really need her to work, and plus they could really use her at home, so she decided to stay home, especially with Ava leaving and leaving him by himself with the triplets. It wasn't a good look, so she ended up quitting her job and moving in there. And then what happened was a week after that, a flood happened called the flood of November something. That was the day that the CC all crashed on us. Pretty much their house was pretty much was flooded from the basement up, and they had to move. And so they decided to move in, I don't know, somewhere that they could have always stayed in Oasis Springs, but they've always wanted to move in the countryside, somewhere nice and close to the beach. Guys, that's why I love this place. Like, look at the beach, it's right there. But anyways, they always want to move somewhere close to the beach, somewhere not too crowded, somewhere very secluded. So they decided to move to Brooklyn Bay because Ava's mom told that there was a property up for sale, and that it was like a quick sale, and that it was really run down and really old, but they kind of put their work into it from the insurance money that they had for the flood of their house. So they put money into it and they made this house, their future house, and it's way bigger than the old house, and I kind of really love it. But yeah, I'll give you guys a tour of it in a second. That's pretty much what happened with them. So they're pretty much like not co-parenting, but they're both like at-home parents, stay-at-home parents, taking care of their four little ones. It's hell. Thank God she decided to stay home. He couldn't do it by himself. I tried, guys. I tried to let her keep her job, but I couldn't. With Ava gone, I couldn't. He needed help. We were gonna lose one of them. So that's pretty much what they're at right now. They're happily married. They've been married for like, we'll say like 2 years now, 3 years now. It's been a while. They're happily married. I love them together. Love them. But yeah, I'm surprised they even have I'm surprised their relationship bar is so high, because they have not had any time to themselves in like a month, in a while, because the toddlers are just very needy. They're very needy toddlers, and none of them actually are clingy. So anyways, moving on from them, then we're gonna move on to Kayana. Honestly, I haven't really done anything that much to her. I just know that she's a mean person. If you guys watch season 3, whenever she was born, when she became a toddler, she was very it's all about me type of person. I remember one time her sister went to go hug her dad. She actually swooped in and hugged her dad instead. She was a little, I say a little brat, but she was like, I'm gonna get all the love in this family, watch out, I'm number one type of person. And she kind of still is that type of person. I actually gave her the mean trait because I just felt it fit with her, and it fit with her empathy. She has no empathy. It just worked out perfectly. I didn't actually do this myself. Like when she aged up. No, this happened recently. Her empathy's been terrible recently, so I guess it kind of fits in with her being mean. So anyways, I'm surprised that her emotional control is doing good. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much her right now. We'll get more into depth with her, because honestly, I just aged her up from a toddler. I hadn't even aged her up, the game did, so it's been, I don't even know that much about her. So that's pretty much Kayana. Oh, I should have guessed a trait, shouldn't I? So this is his traits. His skills, they have a lot. Nothing, this is not really that important, but sure, why not? His traits, again, I didn't show you all of them. A lot. I know, frugal, because this house is expensive. When I was actually just playing around with getting everything ready for the storyline and everything, the bills came in and it was like $6,000. I'm like, we ain't paying $6,000 a month for this, so I have to give them both the frugal thing because we can't afford the bills. It was way too expensive. So anyways, that's his traits. And then for Lacey, this is her traits. She got the frugal thing too. That's pretty much her. And then she's a super parent type of thing. That's what she's doing for aspiration. And then him is super parent too. They need to be super parents for them. Like, they need to be the super parents because raising 4 kids, toddlers at once, it's a hard thing to do. I'm surprised one of them hasn't been taken away from CPS. I'm really surprised. Okay, but anyways, after them they had four little monsters, which is Kaya, Kenzie, Kalani, and Kiyomi. Nothing too much about them. She's a charmer. She's independent, thank God. She's one is clingy. Okay, that makes sense now. She's clingy and she is wild. Yes, none of them are angelic because, I was like, why not give myself a challenge? I totally regret it now. I should have made one of them angelic at least, or maybe 2 of them. Guys, it's hell. Thank God I didn't make one of them fussy. I couldn't make one fussy because she was a fussy as a child. Maybe that's why she was so mean. I don't know. But that's pretty much them. And then we have a dog over here. His name is Rocky, but I'll talk about them while I'm talking about her story. So this is the main one. Okay, now let's get into this, guys. I apologize. I'm terrible at doing backstories. I suck at them, but we gotta get through it. So let's keep on hustling. So right now we are playing with the main sister. Well, she's the main character, kind of, you can say, because she's a teen. But this is Kayana Silver. She is a teenager. She's a dog lover and a natural cook. I did not give this one to her. She actually was born with this one, I guess. I don't know. She was a happy toddler. She has a mean streak because she has it from her childhood phase. I don't know why. I think I meant to give her the mean aspiration, but I ended up giving it to her. But oh well. That's pretty much her skills and that. And actually, she's terrible on these two, but whatever, we'll live. So this is pretty much her. So her backstory is pretty much going on is that, as you can tell, guys, she is a dancer. What I told you guys before, she is the dancer of the family. She has been dancing ever since she was not toddler, but ever since she was a child. She loves it. It's a way for her to express herself through dancing. So she's been doing it for a long time. So pretty much, let's go back 2 years ago to when this all started. So 2 years ago, she actually goes to this very, not elite, but very kind of elite program in this dancing academy. It's not like a school thing, but it's like afternoon classes type of thing. I don't know. It has its own school, but we're not gonna talk about that for a second. But she goes to this very cool dance program, academy, whatever you want to call it, thing. And so she was actually one of the best dancers class. She still is one of the best, or the best dancer, or one of the best dancers in her class. So what happened was 3 years ago, her dance teacher, which she loves to death, actually had to move away to move on to greater and better things, and so she got a new dance teacher. And when the new dance teacher came in, he came in with his little brother, and his little brother ended up being this dude named Stefan. So Stefan was chill when he came to the program. They actually clicked off the bat. Like, they were chill, they were good friends, everything was great between them. It was a lot of fun. Like, she actually thought she met a really cool person in dance class, so she was very happy. And what happened was, little after he joined, then this girl named Melissa joined too. And they were never like enemies as they are now. They were always chill. They never really got along, to say, but they weren't enemies. So pretty much happened was a year later, what happens is the program goes on from September to May, and then there's like a dance camp that happens every July that they all go to. So pretty much what goes on now is that a year later has passed. New December, she's now 14. You can kind of say she's 14 now. They're all 14, and so now coming to that year, whatever. Stefan comes in, and then he kind of, puberty hit him, and so he was like the hottest thing since sliced bread, I guess, in the class for all the girls. And so she kind of started to like him that way too, but then so did Melissa. And so what happened was Stefan was kind of the best dancer in class, and what happens is the best dancers in class pretty much you pair up each year, and then the best dancers that pretty much the best dancers stay with the best dancers. It pretty much you get paired with your level, pretty much, so that it just works better. So pretty much there was a dance competition, and Stefan came first. And so what happens are the partners are year-round, like a yearly. So each year there's new partners. There's a new trial test to see who's better, who's best. And so Stefan came out number one, and so I guess I can have her do whatever she wants. So Stefan came out to be number one, and then there was like a big fight to see who's gonna be number one. And what happened was, Sebastian is fading. Sebastian's connected to the physical world is growing weaker each day. At least he's completely forgotten friends and family. Oh, that's our grandfather. Why are they telling us this? I have zero clue. But anyways, back to the story. So pretty much it was like a big battle to see who's number one. And so the finale, or the final battle, was going to be between Melissa and our girl Kalia, and everyone knew Kalia was gonna win because she's like the better dancer. But what happened was Melissa played dirty and played a bad, I'd say prank, but she played really dirty, and she ended up putting like a rock in her shoes. And so when Melissa went to go dance, she stepped on the rock in her shoe, and then she kind of cut open her foot a little bit, so she couldn't actually dance. So the position automatically went to Melissa. And at that time, you can say when she couldn't dance for a month or so, Melissa and Stefan became really close. And so when she went back, she saw that those two were really chummy with each other. And so she was kind of jealous, kind of pissed off that it should have been her. But that kind of went on, and then that went on for a few years, and then later that month in the camp type of situation, later that month when I said like they go to the camp in July. Sorry guys, this story is pretty this story is pretty all over the place, but bear with me guys, we'll get through it. So pretty much what happened is when they came into that month for the camp, those two ended up still being a dance couple kind of say, and they ended up starting to date kind of thing. Like they were getting really chummy, like they were like kissing and everything. So she was like, you know what, I'm done with him, whatever. Their relationship kind of plummeted too because she wouldn't like him hanging around with her, so whatever, it kind of plummeted. They just stopped talking with each other and she kind of felt like she lost a friend. So anyways, back to that year again, the relationship between these two started to like get shaky, and now fast forward to a year later, my bad, so this is like literally a year later. The relationship between Melissa and Stefan started to get shaky. They were like on the verge of breaking up, and then what happened when May came around, they actually did break up. And so since they broke up, when dance camp came around, Melissa decided not to come this year. She actually went to some France thing, so she left the country for it. And so she and Stefan just became partners, and so they actually like their bond, I guess you can say, it never really diminished. So diminished, that's it never disintegrated, so there was always something there. And after they became partners again, it started to bloom again, and then they just started to laugh a lot. They were having a lot of fun, and then she developed a crush on him now that he is supposedly quote unquote single. She started to develop a crush on the dude, and so all was good at that moment until, not my bad, we'll continue. So all was good, and then one day they were in the dance practice room and she decided to give him a kiss, and they kissed, and then like the relationship even went further at that point. Like they were like kind of like together, people kind of saw them together, people kind of knew that he moved on. And I guess one of Melissa's friends told her that Stefan was moving on with Clea, so she decided to get on a plane and come straight back. And so like the last 2 weeks of the academy of the dance program at the camp, or like the last week or so, she actually came back. And when she came back, she like got Sebastian back, not like got him back, but they had like a conversation. And then Stefan started like drifting away from her again. And then one day she actually saw them kissing, those two, like Melissa and Stefan kissing again, and she was like heartbroken. She was like pissed off that he would like go ahead and start kissing Melissa after they've been kind of together throughout this whole program. She was just really mad and upset. And so pretty much after the whole program was done, or when people were packing up, they kind of made it clear that they were back together. And then the dude actually, when she came back to like her house after the whole thing was done, he actually came over one day like at like 12 o'clock at night and said he had to talk to us, and he kind of told us that he still liked her, but that he kind of liked the other girl too. And so she's like, you know what, dude, go F yourself, and told him to shut off. And so that's pretty much why like she does hate him, but at the end of the day, she still has feelings for the dude type of thing. I don't know, she feels like she was second best, so she's like, you know what, shove off. And she hates Melissa because Melissa's been a total bitch to her throughout this whole 2 years that they've been working together type of thing. I don't know, I explained this story extremely bad, but as pretty much the main basis of it. Main basis, she still likes him. Well, she kind of really likes him, but then she hates him because she felt second best, and that she chose that other girl over her, and that she kind of like chose that relationship over his relationship with her. So she kind of loves and hates him. It's hot and cold pretty much. And she hates this girl because this girl pretty much sabotaged everything for her. Not everything, but pretty much has been living hell for her since then. So that's pretty much it for the backstories. Sorry guys, I'm terrible at giving backstories. I really suck at them, but it's done, it's over. You guys got the main basis of it, and that's pretty much it. So where we at right now, we're on, you see, 30 minutes of just talking. But let's just play the game. I guess I could have had them move around, but whatever, because most likely if I had them move around, then they would like start crying. I just didn't want to deal with them right now. But anyway, she's gonna go to sleep. Ooh, I need to give you guys a house tour, don't I? Let's go do that real quick. No, I'll do it in the morning. I'd rather do it in the morning because that's just me. I don't know, I just like daylight when I do my house tours. It just feels better. So let's fast forward this. Oh yeah, what happened, I didn't talk about Rocky, did I? Oops. So what happened pretty much was when she came back, of course she was upset about the whole thing with Stefan. she was running on the beach one day, and then she actually bumped into Rocky, and then Rocky was actually abandoned by his owner, and so little by little they started like developing a friendship. She started developing a friendship with Rocky, and then one day she's like, you know what, I am going to adopt him. And she talked to her parents, and her parents said that's okay, but it's her responsibility. They're not taking care of a dog, it's hers. And so what happened, and she ended up adopting him. But it took us so long, literally, guys. It took me 5 days to adopt him because he just wouldn't come back. Like I called him to my house. Like I could have totally just done work, move him to my house like that, but I wanted to do the adopting process. You know, it had to be legit. So it took me how long? Ooh, who's this? Oh, it's a stray cat. But yeah, it took us a while, but it got done. And so we have Rocky now. Rocky is the only man she needs in her life at this moment, and she has her 3 friends, though her 5 friends. Let me see her friend group. Teen friends. Guys, I'm terrible with names, but she has her friends. We have McKenna, which is her best friend. She has Yumi, which is a really good friend, and our cousin. Then we have Nozumi, and then we have Paige. Definitely gonna hang out with them more often. Definitely gonna chill with them more often. I'm super excited for this season. The season's gonna be great. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys are excited for it too, guys. It's gonna be gnarly. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know, I'm talking like that. But anyways, guys, I think I'm actually going to end off this part here. Just because this part it just needs to be done already. Like, honestly, it's just backstories. That's pretty much what it is. It's nothing too heavy. And in the next part, we'll get into, like, actual gameplay. If y'all still don't understand the storyline for this, it's okay, because I don't too. We're just going to play as it goes. That's why I do it normally what I do. None of it's actually all prepared. Like, I never actually have, like, I have a storyline, but I never actually follow it to a T. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this part, and of course I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. As always, have a great day. See y'all in a few seconds. Peace. It's back. Ooh, it's back.